I've got it even in the right place or not. But this is how close. This is how close we can get a miter with just the bandsaw, if I could hold it still. But we'll take it over to the sander and I'll sand these before I put it together. But I just kind of illustrate that you most certainly can do miters on the bandsaw. Okay, now we've got set up over here to oscillating edge sander, and this is where we're going to come back in here and we're going to sand the miters. We're not going to take any. We're not going to take much off. I mean, just a sliver. All we want to do is make this slick here. If I can see that or not, I'm going to do just make this edge super smooth. That makes some really good, nice tight miters when they're really smooth. So we'll sand these a little. Okay, and now I know there's probably a lot of people wondering how it is you keep them all the same length without a stop or something. Well, that just comes, what I do is to take this thing up here and I start sanding it. You know, the bandsaw leaves little marks. They're not big, they're not deep, but they leave a little mark. The table saw or miter saw or anything else will too if you look closely enough. They're just fine marks. Anyway, come to the sander and you sand that just till them marks disappear. When you get them marks disappear and you do it exactly the same way on each end, just sand enough till the marks disappear and then stop. And you've got it sanded good and it's just as slick. It's just as slick as glass. And then they all fit right up. Of course, this one hadn't sanded the right end on that one yet. But so now we'll turn this around where we can work the other one. So you don't want to turn it over. Just don't think this is a 90 degrees. It might be, but it's not perfectly 90 to the table. So we want to turn it over and come in this way and get the other end of the pieces. Now we're just going to turn it around and we're going to get our 90 degrees for the other side. Snug that down. And the stops works pretty well, but I always like to check it with my square just in case. Stops is good. That way you can be sure, because if you don't come in and check it, and it's off, and then you sand it and take it off, get the angle off, and then it's wrong. It's too short. So now we can come like this right here, get the other end, we'll get that smoothed up and we'll be ready. And now we'll come back and look at this miter. I'll get it together here. Let's see now. You can see that. So now we've got this kind of miter after we get it sanded. I've got it held like in the right place, but we've got a good tight miter. That's the way I do mine. Okay, now we've got the miters all fixed up. What I'm going to use for a panel on these doors, because I think they're just going to be some clear put on them or something. Like I said, they shop doors. They're going on a cabinet here in the shop, and I went for a long time and didn't have any doors on it, and I had it in my mind to build a set of doors when I got a chance, and I just hadn't had a chance. And I got a few free minutes up to do this, and I thought, well, this would be a good time to make a little video on doing it, because there's a couple of people asked me about it. I think Laney wanted to see one on it. So anyhow, this is just a piece of plywood. It's pre-finished on one side. I thought that'd probably work out pretty good for my door if I just clear the frame. Anyway, it's 3/16. And normally I just take this to my router station and cut a 3/16 groove in it with a 3/16 rabbiting bit. But lo and behold, I hit a nail or something in a piece of wood with it, and it's so dull it wouldn't cut you if you fell on it. So I'm just going to go at it different. I've just got these few pieces right here, so I'm going to set up my table saw, and I'm going to cut a groove with the blade. And then we'll measure that and then see how much more we need to make 3/16, and then we'll just move the fence and cut it that way. We'll just cut the grooves in it that way, so that way I can go ahead and get it done. I won't have to wait on a new router bit. Actually, it hurts my thumb there. Okay, now we can see the groove in it here. That's a 1/8 groove. I'm pretty sure that kerf on that blade is 1/8. So all we need to do is move our fence over. We're take about half that again. We want a total of 3/16. We can have just a little over 3/16. See, we're not hardly an 1/8 on the kerf there, so probably make that much cut again. Let's cut it again and see what. See, now we've come up with right there on 3/16. You can see it or not. Anyway. The true test will be if our panel fits in here. And it will, but it is extremely tight. It's too tight, in fact. So we might want to make that just a hair bigger. Now we got a perfect fit. It's gonna be good. Now it won't bust our frame when it goes to moving around. Okay, and we got our panel fits in our groove good. All right. All right, there's the grooves. About the only thing left to do is cut the panels to size and glue them up. I'm going to I'm going to skip all that part in this video. I don't think anybody needs to see me struggling with these miter glue ups, which they always are. It always for me they are anyway. But I've got some clamps coming. I got some of those spring clamps that Bob Simmons recommended, and I'm going to be using those the next time around. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and glue them up and finish the doors out here. So all that was left is just cut the panels and glue them up and put the hinges on them and hang them on the cabinet. So that's how that works. Thanks for watching.